Welcome, my loves, to Galactic Guidance Weekly. This is for the week of August 9th, 2018 through August 15th, 2018. I am Johanna Burkhardt. I am the Soul Shaman. I am in an angelic and galactic bridge, really bridging the gap between the dark and the light, from separate to oneness, helping you on your ascension and awakening journey. And this week, the Arcturians have stepped forward with some very practical steps to help us with the influx of energy coming through this week with Lionsgate and with the third of the Transformation of Trilogy Eclipse series. A lot of you focus in on the negative, focus in on what could go wrong this week, what could come up this week. And what we want to do is provide you with guidance on how you can best help yourself. And so the Arcturians have stepped forward, and for those who are not familiar with the Arcturians, they are very practical beings. They are more scientific than spiritual, and I was a little nervous about them stepping forward for this reading because I don't connect with them a whole lot. I collect more with the Palladians, but I really liked what they had to say. And this week, there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes up for you. There can be a lot of things that are projected out onto you or energies that are rising up within you that can cause a little bit of discomfort, that can help us feel a little heavy. And what they want you to know is to not be scared to face those things. Don't be afraid to face the people, the situations, or the feelings that are rising up within you. It's not required of us to push, to escape, or try to figure out all the answers right then in that moment. The only thing that is required of us is to really be aware of the emotion itself, aware of the situation itself. And one of the practical things that you can do is to have infinite awareness. One of the mentors that I work with really had this beautiful question that he posed. And the question is if I choose this, what will it create more of in my life? And so whatever it is that you are facing this week, whether it's a person, place, or thing, or emotion that you are feeling, a decision that you need to make about your future moving forward, what they're saying is don't make it based on the past. Don't make it based upon other people's projections, disempowerment, distractions. A lot of times people are unable to deal with their own emotional awareness, and so they project it out. Or we base decisions in the now for the future based on the past. And that's just not practical. That's just not an effective way of living our lives. And so they ask that you drop whatever questions that you have into your heart space. And ask that question, if I choose this, what will it create more of in my life? And then instead of focusing on the answer, the thought that comes forward, focus on that feeling. Is it heavy? Is it dis-ease that you feel? Or do you feel light and expansive? Does it feel really good? Whatever that feeling is, that is what it will create more of in your life. So keep that in mind when you're moving forward this week. The other things that they are asking is boundaries. The Arcturians, like I said, are very practical beings, and they're wanting us to use our boundaries this week. So that comes in all aspects. So this isn't just about saying no to people, which is something that you should be doing this week. Saying no to people that you normally wouldn't because you're wanting to please everybody. Saying yes to yourself. If that means that you need to put something on the back burner and put your feet up and just be and allow yourself to be in that energy of whatever it is that you're feeling or wanting to feel, then do so. It's also about boundaries when it comes to your own ego. Right? When those thoughts and emotions arise within us that we are facing, is asking ourselves, is this our truth? Is this something that is worthy of me to think or feel? Is this something that is going to feel good? What is feeling this and dwelling in this or living in this energy going to create more of in my life? So putting those boundaries on your own emotional thoughts, but then also using boundaries with people, places, and things in your life that are not worthy of your energy, not worthy of draining your energy. right? Not worthy of sucking you dry. This week is all going to be about what to keep alive and what to change. This week is going to be about saying yes to yourself and saying no to things that do not serve you. And that includes people, places, things. This is not just about your marriage, your relationships, your children. This is not just about your business. This is about you and all of those things together and what lights you up, what makes you feel good, what do you want to create more of in your life. So when you get stuck in those emotions, when you get stuck in those feelings, those things that suck, right? What sucks is asking yourself, how can I flow with this? How can I change this? What would I rather feel instead? We need to give our ego something to do. So ask it a question like, what would I rather feel instead? And allow it to go on a search of those emotions and those things. I was guided to pull a card, and the card was Amaru. It's such a beautiful card, and it says the beautiful place. Amaru was a word that was originally created by the first people of Australia, the Aboriginal people, and it really was to express paradise or heaven on earth. And what the Arcturians want you to know is that we are the creators of our own heaven on earth. We create the energy that we want to see in the world. We are the ones that are co-creators in this. Nobody's going to come down and save us. Nobody is going to grant us a miracle and say, you are worthy of feeling peace. You are worthy of this miracle. No, that is just not, in my perspective, the truth. And the Arcturians say, you are the miracle. You are the person you've been waiting for. You are the co-creator of your life. You get to decide. You get to change your focus in your life and say, no, this thought is not worthy of me. This is not my truth. What you are saying, what your opinion is, what your projection of me is not the truth. What I feel is the truth is this, and believing that and creating your own heaven on earth, because you have the power to create that. You have the power to go into your mind, into your mind's eye, and envision what you want to see in this world. Envision what you want to see in your own life, what you want to feel in your own life, and then ask the proper questions, the questions that set the proper intentions of how can I create that? How can I live more in joy and bliss? How can I create more freedom in my life? How can I live more in a place of my own worthiness? And then seeing it, visualizing it. Because here's the thing, anything that you can feel or visualize or dream about is possible for you, or you wouldn't be able to do that. It isn't being passive or spiritual bypass to allow yourself to live in that space of peace, or to go on a search for it, or not dwell in the fear that is going on in the world today. Because what you focus on, you call in more of, you create more of, you see more of. So while we don't want to turn a blind eye to the violence that's going on in the world, or the violence going on in your own being or your own heart or your own family, you do have a choice in those moments to say, what would I rather see instead? What would I rather create instead? This is coming up for you to show you something, to help you learn a lesson, to make better choices, to choose the light path instead of the dark, to make light of the situation. And when you catch yourself beating yourself up, when you catch yourself in those moments of sitting in the dwell of the stress and the icky feelings, in that moment, just laugh about it. Laugh at yourself and say, there I go again. It's okay. I'm going to choose now. I'm going to remember these words and say, what would I rather feel instead? So the Arcturians want you to use practicality. Ask yourself, inquire within the proper questions, the questions that are going to lead you down the path of lightness and not down the rabbit hole. I am Johanna Burkhardt, the Soul Shaman, and this has been your Galactic Guidance of the Week. Thanks for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe.